little bit about myself. I currently am an entrepreneur and a professional dancer and choreographer. So I went through the program, it's about 2004 to 2005, possibly 2006. But I definitely enjoyed myself, and I was asked to share about my life experiences. I'm going to do that, but kind of in a roundabout way, in a sense. Ultimately, experiencing the things that I did, I was able to learn a few important lessons that helped me tremendously thus far, and will, I believe, continue to help myself and hopefully can help you guys out as you continue through and embark on new things. Okay. So, purpose. The first thing is purpose. Many people say to find your purpose, and I don't necessarily agree with the wording of find your purpose. And I know that sounds crazy, but just kind of bear with me for a second. When we find something, it implies that it's lost. And I don't think that our purpose is lost, because my beliefs, and I don't try to force my beliefs on anyone, but I believe that we were created with a purpose inside of us. So a lot of times when we're finding our purpose, it's just because we can't necessarily see it right away because of all the clutter and distractions and looking at this person over here and involved with our friends and so over here. But what really needs to happen a lot of times is just a declutter. It's just to clean and be able to see clearly. Even though I always knew what I loved, which was dance, everybody who knows me knows that I love dance. I'm usually like kind of hopping down the street, you know, hearing my own tune. Doesn't matter if music is on or not, but I love to dance. But I didn't know always what my purpose was or how to access it fully. Okay. So from probably the time I was 8 or 9, my parents are in the back, they can kind of vouch for this. I always said I wanted to be an eye surgeon. I was going to be an ophthalmologist because I thought it was cool. I felt like cutting people up and then able to like peel them back, and I thought it was really cool. It was interesting, it was fascinating. So when I went to college, I said, all right, let's do bio. I can go pre-med, boom, it's bio, I'm good, I do stuff. And then I got into bio and I was like, yeah, this is so much for me. I don't think I like this that much. It's okay, but I'm not really that passionate about it. So I changed my major to mechanical engineering. Okay, so the mechanical thing came from, I enjoyed building things. I like design, I like putting things together. And my dad kind of put this into me to work on cars and build things and yada, yada, yada. I enjoyed it again, but not for me, not because I was passionate about it. And then I changed to psychology because I feel like, hey, I can tell how people think. I can help them. I get it. It's useful. Yes, it is. But eventually, after, I don't know, 10, 20 career tests and personality quizzes, and I was on there every day like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do with myself? I don't know. Spending this money, using my scholarship, using my time. And I went to the counselor and she said, well, if you do psychology, you can get out here in 3 years. I said, where do I sign up? Okay, so to fast forward, I said, I want to get out of college. I want to go to grad school, pursue something I'm passionate about. I want to dance, I want to perform. Woohoo, yes, let's go. So, as I matured, I realized something. I realized that all along, a lot of things that I was naturally good at, what appealed to me and what made sense for me when I was younger, which was dancing, which was writing, which was, just encouraging people. That's what I was supposed to do. That's what I was supposed to be pursuing. And someone once told me, Bishop Leonard, I don't know how many people know him, but Bishop Leonard, he said in a conference when I was in like middle school, he said, well, how do you nurture specifically when you're older? And he said, well, what would you do for the rest of your life if you didn't get paid a dime? And my answer was, well, I didn't have an answer at that time. As I got older, I started to discover that, and that was dance. When things started to become slowly more clear, I started to really monitor what I ingested physically, what I ingested here, and what I ingested here. The music I changed, the music I listened to, the television shows I watched, the people I hung around, everything. I started conditioning myself and trying to create an environment where it was more clear to me, where things were decluttered, I can understand a little bit better. So every time, as you're clearing out, as you're kind of getting, sifting through the distractions in your life, as you're starting to mature and you're starting to learn, you'll get these little nuggets of this, okay, this, I get this. I'm taking a step, I get this. It's become a little more clear. I'm starting to see a little better. And I want to encourage you to hold on to that. Each day, it's a process. Because when you get to the point where you really, really understand that what you're created to do, and you can see that, and you have that vision, hold on to it, you never let go. Don't let those distractions come back in your life. And that's not to say to cut out your friends. I'm definitely not telling you that you need your friends. You need to be social. You need to have balance. Trust me. But just hold on to that clarity. Next thing, love. What does that have anything to do with success or with progressing on in life? Love yourself, love God, love people, love what you do. Love ourselves, because if we can love ourselves, it gives us confidence. It allows us to have peace, it allows us to have joy inside. Love God because He gave us life. He created all things. I believe that without Him, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be able to achieve. We wouldn't have breath to breathe. As long as you have breath to breathe, then you can celebrate God and celebrate yourself and celebrate the people around you, okay? Love people because at the end of the day, empathy and a love for people makes us genuine. That's what drives our actions. And if we can learn how to love other people around us, we learn how to become selfless and not self-serving. And that will create and give you success. Love what you do. Be passionate about what you do. Because when you're tired, and I think that, who is it, Kayla, she's still in here, she said she hated her job at Kmart. I imagine if she didn't love it, it was very hard for her to get up. You guys do things that you're not really loving to do. I don't know how many people like to clean their room, but cleaning is good, but right? You don't love it, it's a little bit hard to get that motivation to clean and do things. Same thing throughout life, right? So, love what you do. Find what you're passionate about. And speaking more about our own love, my dad always say, he would say that your purpose is so much bigger than who you are, right? There will be times when I will be asked to dance at church, and by this time, I got a little bit more, okay, I'm dancing in other productions, and I'm having a good time, and I'm involved, and doing things, crazy schedule, and driving all over the place. My mom having to lug me around. Thank God for my mom for driving me all those places all those years. But I was like, man, I'm tired. Like, I don't really feel like dancing at church today. Like, I really, really don't. I'm exhausted. But they would tell me, it's not about you. It's not about that. Because what you're doing, if you're a vessel, then you're have a message. God is trying to do something through you. So get over yourself. Because it's not about you, right? And if you love what you do, if you love people, that's when that starts to move out the way. You start to forget that I'm tired, right? You start to forget that, well, I have a test in 2, I need to stay home and study. Great, stay home and study, but remember, loving other people will help you get through those things and get over things and realize that you have a bigger purpose. Okay, and something that my parents always used to say, and I told my dad, I said, I hate to admit it, but I will have to say this: obedience is greater than sacrifice. Right? So, how many of you agree that if you would not have done or would have done something that you were asked to or asked not to do, that you wouldn't have to give up something that you really enjoy? Right? You can raise your hand. I'm the only one in here who's disobedient. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. We'll be on the same page, right? Okay. So, but over time, I realized that just being obedient and doing what I was asked to do would save me a lot of disappointment, a lot of heartache, a lot of trouble. Things that I really wouldn't have had to do if I would have just listened the first time. And it's okay to admit that. It's okay to get home like, dang, they were right. All right? You just learn from it the next time. Okay? One example is when I was choosing grad school. After I finished up with my bachelor's, I said, I want to go to grad school. So I got out early. I worked for 6 months, 8 months. I said, all right, jump back into it. Let's go. And for the longest time, I couldn't stand being in St. Pete. I said, ooh, I want to leave, I want to leave, I want to go back home to Georgia. I missed it. Georgia was on my mind. Y'all know that, right? And I said, I want to go back. I had an opportunity. I got into, in undergrad and grad school, I got into University of Georgia, which was, I was a diehard, like, Bulldog fan, like, love UGA. And as it came down to the last day, and I had to make my decision about where to go, and something said, you need to stay here. I don't know why, because I had my bags packed. When I tell you all I had to do was sign it and jump in the car and push go, that's all I had to do. And it literally, I heard God say to me, he said, stay here. The program I chose to go to was at USF again, go Bulls. All right, I heard the Bulls in here, okay. And what it did, it allowed me to study online, still a program at the university, but allowed me to study online. And because of my choice to stay here, I was able to gain my first actually few clients of my business. Now, had I gone there, I don't know. Would I be in the same position? I don't know. But not only that, I was able to gain mentors. More mentors. I was able to gain so many other opportunities that literally, because I was connected to that program, because I chose to stay here, I was able to do that I would not have been able to have done there. So listening to wisdom. Listening to wisdom. All right, last but not least, okay, success. How do we define success? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me, how do you define success? I'm going to call on somebody like I do with kids in the classroom. How do you define success? Yes, ma'am. Anything. That's the first thing that comes to mind. What is success? Anything. What is success? Yes, sir. What's success? Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Achieving something, right? Okay, so success is achieving something. Making it to a goal, reaching an aim, accomplishing something. Oftentimes, the world paints a picture of success as what? Cars, money, houses. Those things are all good. Don't get me wrong. But cars and money, houses, you got to pay bills, you got somewhere to live. Those things are all great. But those are just physical manifestations or outcomes of what we achieve, or what our goals are, right? So success really is, like you said, achieving something, reaching a goal, an aim. You have to remember to still celebrate small successes. Okay, so big or small, whether it's making an A on a test, getting into the school you wanted, winning, 100 meter AAU or high school or state champion, or whether it's just, hey, I was able to create this new hairstyle I really want to create. That is the success, the goal. If you set that goal for yourself, that's a part of your success, okay? We shouldn't measure our own success in comparison to someone else. That's important. Because as you get older and you start to see other people around you and so-and-so, oh, they have a PhD now. But I'm back here on my bachelor. That's okay. Because I know people who took them 6 years to graduate, 7 years. They did it. Their goal was to graduate, and they did it, but it was okay. If you got your eyes on somebody else, it's going to be really hard for you to focus on where you have to go. You can't feel yourself in comparison to other people. He said we were made in the likeness or image of Christ, right? So it's the only person we really should be looking at his image. It's great to have role models. I'm not saying that. Have role models, okay? But be careful not to compare yourself. My last example I want to give you before I wrap up is I was in high school and I had to have a knee surgery. This is like one of my favorite stories to tell, even though it was like a while ago. It wasn't that long ago, but a little bit ago. Like I said, I always loved to dance. I found out my junior year high school, before I had to apply to dance program, that I couldn't dance anymore because I had to have surgery on my knee. They said, well, really, you shouldn't be doing anything but walking, if that. Okay. So I went into the doctor, went to one of the best specialists, worked with athletes and everything, and he said, well, we're going to do what we can, but we don't know if you're going to be able to dance. Okay? So I went through surgery, and before I got into surgery, I said, I'm going to dance again. I will. I'm not gonna worry about what he says. I'm gonna dance again. And you know what? If I can dance at the level that I wanna dance at, I wanna make sure that what it is, the passion that I have for dance is still carried on. That's gonna be my first idea for my business. So, scratch that. Or moving on from that. I went to surgery, got into rehab. Every day there was a new goal. A new goal. These are my little successes. I said, I just want to be able to lift my leg just a little bit. Because I lost all my muscle in my leg. I couldn't walk. I was on crutches, I was in a wheelchair. My dad called me having on Cassidy. I was like, oh man, Dad, come on, kick me when I'm 10, right? But no, he encouraged me. He made me laugh. But one of my goals is just to lift my leg. And I said, all right, if I can just lift it a little bit higher. I got to the point where I said, if I can just bend my leg, if I can just move, if I can hop on a little bit faster. One day I woke up and I said, today I'm gonna walk. So I got out of bed and man, I said that every day probably. And today I'm gonna walk. And some days I fail. That particular day, I got out of bed and I put weight on it and I walked. And for me, even though, hey, you know, I didn't cure disease, I didn't win $1 million, but that for me was so important. That was a small success to other people, but a big success to me. Because that encouraged me and that reminded me, even now to this day, that you know what? They said you gotta do this obstacle is way, this challenge is in the way, but I can do it. I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. Through Christ, I can do it. I wasn't worried about what anybody else said. Even today, I face challenges. Being here, I said, well, how am I going to speak to these people? And I was told, I'm feeling challenged right now. I'm feeling challenged. I said, I'm not going to worry about that. Because it's not about me. It's about you guys.